So guys, when you start your drawing, okay, so remember you should have, you know, things traced on right on top of your photograph. You know, what I'm looking for is just where the edge is at, and then where are some of the big value changes or color changes that happen. Those outlines that you made, not just on the outside but on the inside too, are going to be included in this drawing. So when you finish this drawing, it is going to look weird, okay? So don't feel like you did something wrong. It's just going to look unusual because you're kind of outlining literally everything except for the color itself. So what are you going to do first? If you guys notice, I have my blocker, actually my small blocker, on my photograph exactly where I am ready to start a new section. You guys are going to be drawing basically 4 squares at a time, which we refer to this as a quad, okay? And so this small blocker is going to block off 4 for you at a time, and then this is what you're going to use to block off your edges on the big one, okay? Now, to prevent this from getting really annoying with these things, I always tape them down, so that way I'm not constantly having to readjust it and put it back in its spot. I'd waste a lot of time if I did that. So what I do is I masking tape it on there. Now you can tell that my masking tape right here kind of looks a little dirty, and the reason why is because before I use it, I put it on my clothes and I try to get the lint off my clothes. And what that does is, 1, takes the lint off my clothes, which is nice, and 2, it takes some of the sticky away from the masking tape, because this masking tape, although it's great, it almost works too well. You don't want to, you know, stick this on your paper and when you pull it off, it rips off your drawing with it. So if you take some of the sticky off, it'll make it just enough that it'll stay in place, but not too much that it will, you know, rip off your drawing. So what I'm going to do, what's nice about this big blocker, and this is actually an idea that one of my former Drawing Painting 1 students came up with, is that rather than making a big blocker like this one where everything is closed off, let's just make basically just a corner here so that we can see how it relates to the quad that we just finished. So it leaves it open-ended. So you can literally put this any way that you want, totally up to you, but what you should do, or see when you put these on here, actually I'm going to put it down here, is that these lines should be matching up, okay? So if you guys notice, you know, it's matching up at the grid line, but also too, I've got these 2 marks in the middle, which is showing me where the middle of each box is. So this is going to help me. So if you look at the blocker here on the photograph, you can see the same thing happening here. Basically what you're doing, guys, is you're graphing your drawing. So for those of you that like graphing, this is right up your alley. That's all that you're doing, is just basically copying there, putting it down there, okay? Now when you do this, you notice I have this on a drawing board. You want to work on your drawing board and you want to be angled like this, okay? So that your drawing board is anchored at the bottom on your lap, and then the back of this is just propped up on the table, so this is at an angle so you literally can see everything at the same time. You do not want to draw flat on the table, okay? So don't draw flat on the table. Now, I am going to draw flat on the table right now just so everybody can see it, but make sure that you're not doing that, okay? So all that I'm going to do, I'm going to sit here, and again, I'm going to look at this like a graph, okay? And I also have what I just finished over here to work off of too. You can see I kind of drew my lines a little bit farther into that area. And then all I'm going to do is basically, got this started here, I'm going to figure out where this needs to end, and it's between this middle mark and the grid line mark. And then what I'm going to do is just make a mark right here where I see that happening, and then all I've got to do is just kind of connect this. So it's basically connect the dots, connect that like that. I've got that line done. I've got my other edge here for my radish stem. It ends just shy of that mark, so that goes there. I need to figure out it goes right here. So what I'm going to do, a lot of times I'll actually draw on top of my photograph. Got the mark here, see where that relates to these grid lines up here, and that is about right there, and then right there. So now I know where that line needs to go, where it connects to this one, and then it connects, let's see here, right up, about right there. And then that would continue on. and then just keep going, so on and so forth. So I see where that is. It's between this mark and that mark. I'm going to make a mark right here so I know where that is. It goes straight through the middle right here. Make a mark right there so I know that needs to go there. And then it comes up and it hits about right there. So then again, now I'm just going to connect these dots. Now these are stems, so I'm not going to be too wrapped up into making these look like perfect, these straight lines, because I want them to look natural. And then I think I see, yeah, there's more back here. So I just keep drawing. So I'm just using this like a graph. And then after I'm done with this quad, then I'll move on to the next quad, okay? So when you do this, you do not want to like start here, go down here, go there, go over here, go over there, and all over the place. You want to start, if you're right-handed, I'd start over on the left somewhere and just kind of move your way across and then move your way back over, or you can go back here, go there. You can move from top to bottom if you like going that way. You can do that too. But whatever you do, don't skip quads, okay? Just move from one to the one that's either next to it or below it, okay? You're going to be using white charcoal to draw this on there, and there you go. That's it. Okay. Thank you, Cyrus.